What up, my guys? Welcome to another show.
They think that it's fucking funny, but I'm getting money. I'm getting money. I only live one way, this Monday through Sunday. See me on the highway, they calling me the fly J. Then they see me passing by, now they call me the bad J. See me when I drive, but they calling me the driveway. And I got a swing, man, this Texas is the driveway. Damn, I'ma do my thing, and I'ma smoke that kush. They calling me Moses every time they see me on burn a bush, burn a bush, burn a bush. Tell me that's like turn a kush. Tell me that's like turn a kush. Boy, you smoking Reggie Bush. Boy, you smoking Reggie Bush. I'm chilling with Kim Kardashian. They don't give a fuck. All my whips and my cars, man. See me on the motorcycle, think I'm going crazy. Jay, is you sleepy, eyes low, boy, I'm not lazy. See me when I'm high, though. Ask me why I do this shit. I do this shit, get money, cause you know this what I die for. Know this what I ride for. Chilling with my kid, smoking on some endo.
Don't let down my window.
Hot box, gotta smoke this bitch out. Get it like a cloud, boy, we gotta smoke this bitch out.
Man, I could just like let that whole thing play, bro. I could let the whole thing play and just go crazy real quick, man. But it was a little late for the show. I'm trying to find this video. It's one of probably one of the worst days and best days of my life. Just started seeing like around the time that my brother passed and stuff. So a little bit late, man. Had to, you know what I'm saying? I need him to walk with me on this journey, and that's a fact, man. But story time, man. Let's see when this was. July 15th, 2021, bro. Oh God. So first I'll show you the shoes. These are shoes. I'll show you shoes because a lot of my shoes I'll have for like a while. So I've had these shoes. They were made in 2014. So I've had these shoes for over 11 years. These are the Baron 13s right here. These aren't like my bed. These are beaters, but I played basketball in them. But the story behind these shoes, man, July 15th, 2021, I'll still remember it like it was yesterday. I was in Farmers Branch Rec Center. This is just kind of when they had started back to open up the rec centers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you still think you were supposed to wear a mask or whatever, but this was like towards the end of COVID. The world was opening back up. Man, I went to Farmers Branch Rec Center, bro. I had started back working out. This is when I had really started to I was really getting on the weights. You know what I'm saying? I've gained a bunch of muscle as well, like since 2021. But regardless of that, the day before that, I was doing bench presses and I kind of felt a little pain in my arm, so I stopped doing it. So the next day was rest day. So I went and hooped. Me and my girl at the time. She came with me. She sat in the stands. Bro, when I tell you I was like fucking Steph Curry that day. Now, I mean, most people probably hadn't seen me play basketball. I can shoot the basketball really good. Like I play defense. I can drive to the paint. I can score literally at all three levels, honestly. Like when I played, people thought I was in college, especially this day though. I was going crazy, man. We probably played like 7 or 8 games, won every single one of them. I was damn near making every single shot, man. I'm getting into the paint for layups, floaters, but the shots though, I was just literally going crazy, man. I damn near couldn't miss. Like I remember my girl, she was just in awe. Now, I mean, I've hooped like this before, but for whatever reason, this day I was just going crazy. And I remember a guy on the sideline, he was talking shit. Oh, you want to do that versus my team? Woo. I said, all right, get your team. You got next in. I'm about to bust your ass too. So, because I was already about to leave, but he started talking. So I'm telling you, my middle name is one more. You could ask anybody that's ever played basketball with me. I'll be saying, all right, I got one more in me, and it'll be like 3 or 4 games later. And as long as people want the smoke and I'm still winning, I got one more in me. All right, let's do one more. I'm telling you this. These are true. This is a true story. But this particular day, all right, one more game. This is about the 9th game. Then I'm playing, right? Man, he comes out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm balling on him. He's like, all right, yeah. He was talking, but in the game, he could tell that I was really nice like that. He couldn't stop me. Nobody on this team could stop me. I'm going crazy. So it's about like 11-6. And we're about to win the game, or we're going to 15 though. And man, one of the guys get the ball, and I'm going for it. I play, like I said, I play defense, and if you really play defense, that's where all your injuries come from. Man, bro had two hands on the ball. I'm trying to rip it from him. I had one hand on it, my left arm. He swipes up. So I'm like trying to pull the ball down. He has two hands on it. He goes up. My fucking arm just like snaps out of the socket. Like I remember I didn't know what the fuck happened. I felt like I had got shot or something. It was just immediate like that. And I'll just remember like what the fuck, like just going in pain, man. So honestly, for about, like I said, this was COVID. I didn't want to go to the hospital, but I had to. But I remember I was trying to get people, like this was to the point where people are standing around a court. Like it's people from upstairs. Everybody's watching at this point because I'm literally going crazy in there. But regards to that, my arm came out of my shoulder. Real ones remember when I had a cast and when I had not a cast, but I was in a sling and shit like on the show. Man, I've had COVID and shit before. It still came on and did the show. But regards to that, had people at the rec trying to put my arm back in my socket. That didn't work. And so I told my girl, I said, fuck it, man. We're gonna have to go to the emergency room. Like I said, this was right after COVID. I wasn't going to no fucking hospital. I didn't have a choice, man. I was literally like crying. I'm in pain. Like it took 4 hours from the time that it happened, from the time that they put me to sleep. They had, like I said, they had to put me to sleep to put it back in socket, but back in the socket. I did not want to go to the emergency room, but I did. Here's the picture of me on the bed, and I'll never forget this. I'll never forget this day because the guy, they were trying to put it in even at the hospital, and he was saying, all right, that they got to put me to sleep and all this stuff. And I just remember them giving me anesthesia and like I wasn't going to sleep. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, they're like, okay, you should be asleep by now. And I'm still looking at them like, okay, well, I'm not asleep. So they gave me more. And I just remember when I was coming back into it, like I was coming back, not to say alive, but just coming back into it. You know what I'm saying? I just remember I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like, where the hell am I? I had been put to sleep before, but I think they had gave me a little too much. Because they ask you like by your body weight and all that, but they gave me too much. I wasn't feeling it at first. But when I was coming back out of it, I just remember like what I was saying, what the fuck? And then I was kind of like going back out, and I remember the doctor saying, no, come on. And so I just kind of felt that day changed me forever because I really felt like I was like about to die or I was dead trying to come back to life or something. And like I was slipping back out of it. You see what I'm saying? But he was saying, no, come on, stay with me. And I mean, obviously like I'm here now, but I just personally, I had felt like I was about to die that day. And I remember thinking it doesn't matter how much money I have, anything. If I'm really about to die right here on this bed, none of that other shit matter, man. So that day changed me forever. That's a fact, man. So just wanted to share y'all that story. I'll show y'all one more time. I'll never forget this day. Those were the shoes that I was wearing when I was hooping that day. It was literally one of the best days of my life and like worst days, like turned into the worst days of my life, man. So it's just real story, man, of how I became, you know what I'm saying? So, but the real ones that know that was still there, that was July 15, 2021. I was back on the show like 2 days later after that with the sling and still doing, you know what I'm saying? Still doing the show, man. So no matter what. So just wanted to share that with y'all, man. It was definitely a very important day in my life. Now, I appreciate y'all for even just wanting to listen to the stories and shit, man. That's some real shit. Let's go over to the streets of Cleveland here, man. We got 3 games today. 3 teams in bad risk advantages. I'll be honest, guys. I don't really want to bet anything, but I'll tell you what the bets are, what we should be looking towards today. These are 3 notebook spots and I'm supposed to bet every single notebook spot. I am. But in this one, we got the Cavs. Now they've owned the Raptors, right? We know this. They did lose to them in the Cup game, which I think that the Cavs really just kind of sold. Like they wanted no part. They didn't fucking care about that Cup game, and you could tell they rested Donovan Mitchell and they rested Jared Allen in that game. Now we know Allen had just found out that his broke finger, but Mitchell, I really think they just rested him there, and they told me that they didn't care about the Cup straight up because why are you resting this game? You see what I'm saying? But regards to that, they did lose versus the Toronto Raptors. It was 112 to 101. Raptors, I believe, went out there and covered the trifecta verse, and they was never really in doubt. They were up 8 points after the end of the first quarter and just really took off on them from there, man. So they went out there and covered the trifecta spot, beat them outright on the cup game. So now the Cavs have revenge. I will not be betting the Cavs here. I know that they get Donovan Mitchell back and Evan Mobley. You won't have Darius Garland, no Lonzo Ball, Proctor. I believe it was Proctor or Porter Jr. One of those, but it's third game. It's a back-to-back with travel. Third game in 4 nights. Fourth and 6. Fifth game in 7 nights spot. This is usually a spot where you always bet against the team that's in the 5th game in 7 nights, especially when they're laying points. So it's Raptors or nothing for me. Easy. Like, these are really 3 easy games, honestly. I don't even really have to look at it. I know what the spots are. It's Raptors or nothing here. Raptors have been playing a little bit better basketball. They've been playing defense. This team has won 5 of their last 6 games and covered 5 of their last 6 games as well, and probably could have covered versus the Sixers as well. But in the fourth quarter, they just kind of fell off in that one. So they do have the rest advantage here. Cavs have revenge, but Raptors have been losing to them for years. With them being not full strength, again, the Raptors could keep this game close, man. So it's Raptors +7 or nothing for me. I hadn't bet this game, but I'd like to explain to you, like, this is not a spot that I would even look towards betting the Cavs. Could they cover? It's very possible. The Heat covered at the house versus the Portland Trailblazers in this exact same spot, but they weren't laying points. They were the underdog here. So just this line would be 9 or 10 if it wasn't for their rest disadvantage. So books even know, you know what I'm saying, they're shading this down a little bit more as well. So, but I still have to say, Raptors are nothing for me. I don't know if I'm going to get there, but I know that it's the spot. Cavs have revenge, but they're in a zombie type of spot, man. You'll see teams in these type of spots where they're not shooting the basketball well. They may not be playing as much defense as they usually do. Shots coming up short. It's just a lot of travel, a lot of games in a small amount of days, man. So Raptors +7 is the only way I could look at this game. Heavily lean Raptors +7, and that's the only way I could bet it. Let's go over to the streets of, let me see. We're going to go to the streets of Utah here. Jazz getting 2 at the crib. Now, when I circle all my spots for the week, I have Jazz circled. I'm like, damn, this is a horrible fucking spot for the Hawks. It's not the same since they smacked the Kings last night and didn't have to play their guys many minutes. No one played over. Dyson Daniels played the most minutes, was 27. Kristaps Porzingis only played 23. Jalen Johnson only played 24. But we have seen these guys rest Porzingis and Jalen Johnson in back-to-backs for whatever reason, man. So not every back-to-back, but we've seen the Hawks do this, I think, at least twice this year, because let me see, versus the Raptors, I believe. No, Jalen Johnson played in that. There was a game that when was their last back-to-back? Let's just go and see. So it was versus the Lakers when the Lakers sold. This was November 8th. They had just played Toronto. Then they played the Lakers on a back-to-back. What did they do? This was no travel either. They rested Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jalen Johnson, and Kristaps Porzingis. And they did end up winning by 20 points, but I think that was a little bit more on the Lakers. Lakers just didn't come to play. Let's see if they had any other back-to-backs. I think those are the only back-to-backs that they played. No, because they played versus OKC as well, if I'm not mistaken. They played a back-to-back versus OKC. Just real quick, I said all that to say I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Johnson or Nickeil Alexander-Walker or Porzingis pop up on the injury report here. And the shit's about to start coming out now, so we know this. So now I know this is Utah. Sorry. Regards to that, wouldn't be surprised if some guys sat here. That's what they've been showing us, man. So this is a Jazz or nothing spot for me. Now, like I say, this is why I come on here and break it down. Now, the Jazz are obviously tanking, and they pretty much got to win this game to cover this spread. So they played OKC. Let's see if somebody rested that one. Yep, no Jalen Johnson and no Porzingis. So both back-to-backs. The Hawks have not played Jalen Johnson or Porzingis, and I'm here to tell you that I would never look towards backing the Hawks without Jalen Johnson. So the thing with the Jazz, they're only 4-7. They're supposed to tank, supposed to be the worst team in the Western Conference. So they're supposed to be tanking. I don't want to take a tanking team coming off a win. So they just put up 152 points versus the Pacers. If I want the Jazz here, it would be Jazz first half. Like I think there's ways that you can get on the Jazz here, whether it's team total, whether it's some props, or whether it's taking them in the first quarter, first half, or full game. One of them, something's gonna hit. Hawks, same thing, back to back, third and fourth, fourth and sixth, fifth game in 7 nights. I don't want the Hawks here. Are they the better team? Yes. I do not want the Hawks here, especially the fifth game in 7 nights in altitude. No. If the Jazz weren't tanking, and I knew, if I didn't like have in my head that I know they're tanking, I'd be all over Jazz here, heavily. This is a Jazz spot, especially in altitude. Like, this spot gets even worse when you're going to Denver or Utah. It's Jazz or nothing for me. The fact they're coming off a win as a tanking team has me off the game, but heavily lean Jazz first half and full game. It's the only way that I'm not saying the only way that you should be looking, but the way that I bet, the only thing I could bet here is the Jazz. And like I say, full game would be the top spot, because we've seen teams run out of gas in the fourth quarter in Utah. This game's all on them. The Jazz want to, even though they're tanking, there are going to be some games they win. This is a Jazz spot. The Jazz are supposed to be the top play of the day, plus the 2. It's just like when tanking team, if I bet on them and they tank this shit away, it's going to have me hot. But we should possibly be able to see by the lineups, because if they rest anybody, then that's showing you right there. But they could also sit their guys in the fourth quarter. We've seen bullshit like that. So I think the safest one, Jazz first half. And then, like I say, you just kind of, they don't even need to win a game to be in there. You just need the Hawks to be zombies here. But Jazz first half, which should be a look. And then, like I say, I lean their way full game as well. But I don't think I'm going to get there, man. What they're saying, Laurie, 30 points. What else they saying? I'm on Laurie 30. Jazz money line easy. Nothing's ever easy, man. But I mean, it should be that way. My guy said he's on quickly to get 6 to 8 assists. Raptors on the road. No, thank you. Jazz is the spot, but that number low. Yep, it's low for a reason. Raptors in the points. Cavs -7. Jazz money line. Cavs first quarter -2. Tyrese said he betting the under in all 3 games. No, that's a fact there, Swings. You ain't lying, my guy. That's an absolute fact, my brother. My guy said he dislocated his shoulder. Yeah, man, that shit was rough. My shoulder will never be the same, bro. Like, I still have to like pop that shit back in, you know what I'm saying? My shoulder will never, I have a torn labrum in my shoulder. It'll never heal. They tried to put they was telling me they could put screws, and I'm like, man, Porzingis game time decision. I don't know, bro. Probably don't play here. Jazz money line and Laurie points. Yeah, we should take the Jazz here. It's supposed to be the spot. It's supposed to be the spot, man. Last one. This is one I want to bet. We got the Suns laying 4.5 at the crib versus the Pacers. And man, there's so much things I wish I could mention, but let's just say I follow people, and like I follow people. You know what I'm saying? You cap the capper. If a capper's doing good and you can tell they're doing good, you want to look at their plays and you know what I'm saying, and back what they're saying, like what they're saying. When a capper's not good, you still want to check their play and check what they're on, because it's probably some fade shit. These are just facts. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? The capper likes Suns -4.5. And so I think what some people do, like they'll make number projections and shit like that, or power ratings, and they don't really bake in the spot. The sports books do. And so if you have a numbers system or projections and you're not baking in, back-to-back 3rd and 4, all this type of shit, 4th and 6, yeah, of course your numbers are going to say, they should be laying 7 here. Yeah, of course that. You're not looking at the fucking spot. You can't just look at 2 teams and how they've been going. Sometimes, like, there's always a spot for a team. There's always a spot to bet against them. There's always a spot to bet on them. Simple. So, yeah, there's people I follow just to go, what they say, what they think is, yeah, they like Suns here. And Suns are the better team. Pacers are tanking. But what there's not taken into account into that, this is a horrible spot for the Suns. You're in a road home, back-to-back, 3rd and 4th game in 6 nights, all with travels as well. I know they've been playing well. I know they're balling. It's 7-1 against the spread last 8 games. This is a zombie type of spot for the Suns here. And also, you got the Pacers who are still not a bad team. Now, every game on this road trip, they've gotten blown out. This is the last game. I think the Pacers might try and turn up here. Like they're gonna tank the season, but there's gonna be spots where they really step up, and I think this is gonna be one of them. Now, I'll be honest. I don't want to take them full game because when tanking teams, you never know what's going to happen in the fourth quarter, and that's what's so tough about this card today. Every team that's in the good spot, that's in the bet on spot, except for, I mean, the Raptors aren't a tanking team. They're not a bad team, but we know that they're not as good as the Cavs. But like the Jazz, there's opportunity for them to tank for sure. Pacers. Now, they did just tank the last game, so they could actually win this one. With them just tanking that one to the Jazz, now they can win one. Now, it usually happens at the house when they really want to play better, but they just gave up 152 points to the Jazz, man. They got Nembhard back. They got McConnell back. So they're getting a little bit of their guard play back. They still have feistiness in them. I'm telling you right now. I want to take Pacers first quarter or first half. I want to take them early because I know that they're going to be pissed. I know that they have the defense that can hang with the Suns. So I'm saying, like, their offense might not hang with them, but they have the defenders that can make the Suns uncomfortable. You're not going up against the Mavs here. I'm watching that game, and the Mavs still had a chance to win. How many times, if you watch the game, how many times did you watch the Suns get a backdoor cut or the centers running right down the lane and just nobody on the Mavs? I didn't watch the whole game, but the most of it that I watched, I saw this happen at least 4 times. Just absolute defensive breakdowns for the Mavs. And there was still a 3 or 4 point game with a few seconds left in there. No lie, man. I know it was like a 5-point game. If Cooper Flag hit that corner 3, it would have been a 2-point game. So, like the Suns, they have deficiencies. I love that they're balling and they're hooping, but this is a bet against spot for the Suns. I will not be laying any points with the Suns today. This is a Pacers spot. I want to take them first quarter, first half, but even full game, it's Pacers plus the 4.5 or nothing. And if you don't want to bet against the Suns, the Hawks, or the Cavs today, I don't think you should bet, man, because what I like to do this show, even though I like giving out my sauce and stuff and like making more people aware of it, probably gives a little less value for me. But I know a lot of people really don't like to listen anyway, and they just want the plays. But I'm trying to teach you. I'll say this one time, trying to teach you guys the right bets that you should be making. And in the long term, you'll win. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, there's outliers with teams like the Thunder, and sometimes teams will win. Like I said, I had a bunch of money on the Blazers facing the Heat. The Heat were in the 5th game at 7-9 spot. It won't always cash. I can damn near guarantee you'll win 70% of the time. If you fade these situations every single time, which understand, if you're winning 70% of the time, you're going to lose 3 out of 10 times. So nothing's going to win 100%, but winning 70%, you could be living somewhere in a big mansion with whatever type of cars you want if you could hit at a 70% rate. So just trying to teach you guys, these are not spots that you should be betting these favorites today. These are just facts. I could see all 3 dogs covering today and winning outright. The situation, they have the rest advantage. The situation sets up perfect. 2 teams in 4th and 6 and 5th and 7, and then the other one is in 4th and 6 with all of them traveling too. So I know that they're nasty. I know that they're disgusting. They're the spots. If there was one for me, I'm about to get out of here. Any questions, put them in the chat, my guys. Any questions you got right now, put them in the chat. Any plays that you're betting, props, whatever, put them in the chat. I hadn't bet anything. I want to back Pacers first quarter and first half. I think those are a spot. I think first quarter is probably the best one. I mean, in all 3 games, the full games are supposed to be the top spots because that's when the teams are really like in the most zombie mode. You just really like, I think Pacers plus 4.5 is the top play of the day. I do. You worry a little bit about the tank, them wanting to lose games. Anything other than that, outside of that, they should win this game. It's that simple. Do you have any bankroll management for beginners? Don't bet more than you can afford to lose. It's that simple. If you got $1,000 in your bankroll, you should probably be betting $100 a game or $50 a game. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. My guy said he learned a lot from me. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you for listening. Yes, the Jazz are in a good spot, but you worry about them possibly tanking. Don't bet parlays. That's the one right there. Matthew, hit it. Don't bet parlays. That's the tips for beginners. Straight bet. I don't care if it's a $5 or $10 bet. Whatever you're going to put on the parlay, just straight bet it. Your best bet on that parlay. Whatever you're going to put on the parlay, if it's $5 or $10, put it on that straight bet. Guess what? If you lost on that, if that one play lost, you was going to lose your parlay anyway. Does it make sense? Just bet it one and stack. Jerry said he taking Pacers on the money line. Nah, facts. That's a fact. I shout out to you, man, because you a real one. It's only real ones that are here to learn. But I appreciate y'all though. One trend I've noticed over the last few years, Booker will score points and the Suns will lose. When the Sun win, Book has lower scoring role player to get points. That's a good look. Jay, talk about some shirts. He said I wouldn't be surprised if Pacers win. Yeah, they supposed to come off 152 points. I know they're tanking, but like Carlisle's got to have, you see what I'm saying? You got to have some pride. You got to have some balls. Can't give it up 152 points. Like literally just gave up, literally. Yeah, no, fact. Got to fade him. He didn't even see this shit. He just like, oh, nope. Suns are way better. I'm taking him minus 4. It could win, but the thought process is wrong. That's what I think that's the whole point of people that really watch this show and that I've taught over the years. Your thought process is totally different now. You see what I'm saying? Now, facts. Tanking this early is disgusting. You never know, bro. You can fuck around and make the playoffs if you play good. Like the Jazz, I mean, they're in the West. They ain't making the fucking playoffs. But still, you only 4-7. If you won tonight, you 5-7. What happens? You get to winning some games. You fuck around, get to 10-8 or something. You in there. You in the mix. But tanking this early is fucking great. But it's the NBA. And we can make money off of it. So, you know what I'm saying? Dyson Daniels over 5.5 assists. You don't miss. Marketing over 25. Raptors plus a 7. Pirtle double-double. Is Jalen Johnson playing? That's a good question. Facts, you bet one of you was going to lose your parlay anyway. Yep, that's a fact. Why are the Hawks the favorite? Well, they're definitely a better team. They'd be laying like 5 if it wasn't such bad rest advantage. OKC first halves have been pure money. That's a fact. I'm going to have to start betting OKC every single game. But I guarantee you, when I do it, we're going to see what happens. I'll bet OKC every single game, and let's see what happens. Appreciate you, Josh. All right. About to get up out of here, my guy. Warriors money on. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes. Go look at what Dyson Daniels been doing. Yeah, I like Dyson Daniels. Cavs team total under 123.5. That's a good look right there. There's also other ways that you can attack these. You could take some team total unders as well. That Cavs team total under 123.5. That's decent right there, especially where the Raptors been playing defense. I like that. I like that dropping dimes. That's a good play right there. That's a good play. Reese Shea over 13.5 points. All right, my guys. That's it, man. I knew how the slate was. I knew how it was going to be. Like I said, I'll tell you right now, I hadn't bet anything. I don't even know if I'm going to bet anything today. It's a lot of games. There's some shit that I really love tomorrow. Today, if I feel like there's just some spots, like if I bet, I feel like I'm going to be pissed off. So, you know what I'm saying? But the top spots would be, I really like that Cavs team total under. It makes a ton of sense. And you don't even care how much they win by. They could win 120, 110 and cover the spread, but not go. That it makes a ton of sense. I love that Cavs team total under. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like that even more than the Raptors. But if I'm betting that game, still Raptors plus a 7 full game is the only way I could look. In the zombie spot for the Cavs, that team total under for the Cavs is golden. I'm loving that. Like the old McDonald's commercial. I'm loving it. And then Jazz Hawks. I feel like I would bet Jazz first half before I bet the full game, just in case they decide to tank the game away. But it still should be a full game spot. Jazz are the only way I could look full game. 5th game in 7 nights in the altitude. No, never would take the away team here. Never. I don't give a damn who it is. Not taking them. Jazz first half, I feel a little bit more comfortable with, but full game should be the spot. And then For whatever reason, Pacers first quarter is really speaking to me. It is. Pacers first quarter, first half, and then like I say, full game. I even think that they could win the full game. They are 0-6 on the road, but if they have any pride, dignity, balls, I know that they're tanking, but you just tanked versus one of the worst teams. You can actually win this game, and it won't hurt you that much. So I would not be laying the 4.5 with the Suns here. Might get a few guys listed out, but yeah, like I say, fourth game is 6 nights with travel. I will not be betting on the Suns here. And the line is super short. It's short for a reason, guys. So Cavs team total under. I might get there with that. But it's a really good look. Raptors, Jazz, and then Pacers would be the spots today. Literally, all three of them are notebook spots. And bro said he's scared to bet all these games today. I feel you on that, but I know I don't want the favorites. That's for sure. So I know the spots. It's just if I feel that good to bet them. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just here to give you the info. I'll be back tomorrow. Fiddle won't be here, so I'll be on here by myself. But we'll be on here tomorrow. And let's get some cash, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's us against the bookies. Shout out to the people that like to come here and actually learn something. You see what I'm saying? It's for the long term. So, I mean, you can learn for today, you can eat for today, or you can learn how to fish and eat forever. I'm out, my guys.